It's very easy to say from my perspective, oh, well, we'll just don't fucking think like that. But there's this disconnect that you're not really sure that I can relate to you. And so let's go through a bit of what I struggled with together, just so that you have a better understanding of where I'm coming from and what I've overcome. So, like I said before, I had a decent grasp on the direction side of things, like the philosophy and how we should live and what brings us happiness and all that. But I very much still hated everything because I was always in my own head at the time. And so, like I said, philosophy and the happiness stuff, it gives us the map, but it doesn't necessarily prepare us for any of the hardships that we encounter along the way. It doesn't help us with our communication skills. It doesn't tell us how to approach conflict healthily. It doesn't tell us how we could combat our own intrusive thoughts and get a better sense of ourselves. And so I still had a ton of limiting beliefs about myself, and this led to incredibly low self-esteem and a lot of missed opportunities because I didn't think that I would succeed. Right? I had the perception, just the perception, that I wasn't good enough. Right? So I made assumptions that things would end badly because I'm me. Right? So there was no point in doing whatever ambitious thing there was because I was just going to fail anyways because I wasn't good enough. Right? And these were all baseless, emotional responses to things. Right? And these were things that I never really vetted because I just held them in the back of my mind, holding them to be true when really they weren't. The girls I didn't talk to, or the people I wrote off because of generalizations, or the relationships that I didn't approach healthily, or the chances I never took for myself, or the conflicts I didn't bother to resolve, the people I didn't bother to maintain connections with. I was in my own head all the time, making unfair comparisons about myself, and I hated everything because I perceived things to be way, way worse than how they actually were. And these were essentially just misunderstandings. And the only way to get through all of that was by taking a step back and trying to see how things really were. And so now that I've gone through that process, my life is 1,000 times better because of it. And so one thing I want to get at is that these things really do take time, right? It's not going to be fixed, or you're not going to fix yourself on the day that you kind of unlock these realizations, right? It's not going to happen day one. And your life isn't going to change listening to a few of my talks, for example. Like, sure, they could absolutely help you, and they can help you get there. They can give you a guide, but that change has to come from you, right? You're the one who needs to internalize these things and actually address those issues for yourself. And if you want more personalized assistance, I have things available on my little Ko-fi, whatever, that you can avail yourself to if that's something you feel that you need. But you are the one who actually does the work. I can just give you the tools that you need. And one of the things that we really need to do in that journey is know the difference between acknowledging and internalizing. Because intrusive thoughts still try to come to us, like even me, to put you back into that toxic headspace that you were. And it takes time to incorporate all of these new healthy concepts into your life, right? So be patient with yourself. Internal work is profoundly impactful with people who didn't grow up in environments where understanding their feelings or working through situations healthily was even a thing. And myself included. I didn't have that luxury. And this is essentially living around people and being raised by people who are emotionally stunted or emotionally underdeveloped, right? There's no such thing in the household as emotional attunement. And maybe things like go to your room when you express sadness, or just being told, "Oh, it'll be fine, just ignore it. It's fine. Don't worry so much." Or even it is what it is, right? Maybe these things were said as solutions, and they just ran with that, and that's where it ended, right? Obviously, there's no fault to those people because they're only doing that because they don't know any better for themselves. And so it really can't be helped. And it is a shitty cycle. It is a shame. And if you can identify with that kind of experience and it resonates with you because it's something you've actually gone through, hopefully I've demonstrated so far that better attitudes and approaches are learnable. And that is a really big key. Because then we start to realize that our development isn't limited by whatever garbage beliefs that we hold about ourselves. And this clarity that we get from internal work is that first step towards developing the areas of our lives that have been neglected, right? It takes time and reflection.